Hi, welcome to Grandpa Eric's Story Time. Wouldn't you like to be a superhero? I know I would. What would it be like to have superpowers? To be able to stop the bad guys and save the world? I bet we have all dreamt of that. There are so many superheroes to admire. Batman, Superman, Iron Man, the Hulk, Captain America, and Black Panther. And girls, let's not forget our heroines either. Wonder Woman, Supergirl, Black Widow, the Scarlet Witch, and of course, Captain Marvel. These are all superheroes. Today, we're going to hear a story about another famous superhero by the name of Spider-Man. I bet you've heard of him. There have been so many movies and cartoons about him. But enough said. Let's watch an American Storytime version of Spider-Man. Relax, get comfy, and let's begin. Meet Peter Parker. He looks just like any other young man, but he has a secret. Many years ago, a strange spider bit him, and now Peter has superpowers. At night, Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Spider-Man can climb walls, he can swing on webs, and he can punch out bad guys. Peter works at a newspaper called the Daily Bugle. He takes photos for them. One day, something incredibly special happened to his newspaper. Peter's boss, J.J. Jameson, called Peter to his office.
Hurry, Parker! You have to move faster!
Jameson yelled.
You don't have to yell.
Peter sighed.
I can hear you from outside.
Mr. Jameson told Peter that the Queen of England was coming to visit their city, New York. Jameson told Peter he must go to the airport to take photos.
You need to get photos of the Queen, not Spider-Man.
Mr. Jameson said.
You may not talk to her, especially about Spider-Man. I hate him.
Yes, I understand, sir.
Parker sighed calmly. He knew Jameson was a good man, but he didn't like Spider-Man for some reason. However, Peter was very nervous.
I should be careful,
he thought.
Some people might try to hurt the Queen.
That day, Peter came early and took lots of photos. Eventually, the plane arrived. The Queen smiled and waved to all as he got off the plane. Behind her was her bodyguard. He was dressed all in black and had dark sunglasses on. He also had a cloak over his head. He yelled at the crowd. Peter could hear the crowd cheering as she waved to them. However, something about the bodyguard made him nervous.
My spidey senses are tingling. I'm sure I've seen him around before,
he thought to himself. The Queen continued to walk around waving. A policeman approached the Queen and said,
Your Royal Highness, please come this way. We have a special car for you here.
The large bodyguard stepped between the policeman and the Queen.
Stay away from the Queen! Stay away from the Queen!
The policeman took on a firm face.
Listen here, I'm a policeman. I keep the peace here. You're just a bodyguard.
Suddenly, the bodyguard began to laugh.
Oh, am I really? I think I'm more than just a mere bodyguard.
The man tore off his cloak and showed his real face and body. He had 4 metal tentacles that came off of his body. Peter knew who he was. He was Dr. Octopus, a nasty villain. Dr. Octopus turned and smiled at the Queen.
You are coming with me, Your Majesty, as ransom.
Peter gasped and ran around the corner. Dr. Octopus began to drag the Queen away. The Queen screamed for help. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, Spider-Man swung in and jumped in front of them.
Stop! You let her go, you bully!
You have to make me web crawler.
Dr. Octopus said as he pushed the Queen to the ground. Dr. Octopus began to punch Spider-Man. The punches were hard and they hurt. I need to stop him from hitting me, Spider-Man thought. Spider-Man put up his hands in front of him.
Ah! You want to surrender, Spider-Man? Too bad you can't. I want you to die.
Octopus laughed. However, Spider-Man shot webs out of his wrists, pinning Dr. Octopus to the wall. The Batman couldn't move.
Oops, sorry, Dr. Octopus,
Spider-Man said.
I have a busy day. I can't stay.
Spider-Man flew off, and a few minutes later, Peter returned and helped the Queen stand up. The Queen was safe, but sadly, when Peter tried to take his photos, he couldn't. His camera was broken in the fight. The next day, Mr. Jameson was very angry at Peter.
You got no photos? None at all? I've no choice. I must fire you.
Please don't.
Peter begged.
You will not.
A voice yelled out. They turned around. It was Queen Elizabeth. Both Peter and Jameson bowed fully. The Queen told Jameson she would allow the Daily Bugle to interview her, but Peter had to be the photographer. If he wasn't, there would be no interview.
Well, of course, Peter will do it. Won't you, son?
Jameson laughed.
Sure, sir. It would be my honor.
Peter said.
But you're gonna have to give me a new camera, sir.
And so, Peter's good deed brought him some good luck after all. Wow. What an interesting ending. Don't you think it's nice that the Queen helped Peter out? I wonder why she was so kind to him. Did she know who he was? That's a very good question. I would love to hear your opinions in the comments section. But what this story does tell us is this: no good deed goes unrewarded. Even if you think no one appreciates the work you're doing, and maybe there are those who don't, there will always be those who see the good you do and appreciate it. So, always do good, okay? You can be a superhero in your way, helping people out. You know, family, neighbors, fellow students, co-workers, whomever they are. If they need a hand, be the one who offers it always. Then you too will become a superhero. Until next time, I'm Grandpa Eric, and this was my story time. Goodbye.